Good morning, Trojans. Today is Monday, March 1st. It's so great to be back.
We got some winter weather while we were out, with the temperatures being in the teens, something that does not happen very often in Louisiana.
Local meteorologists called that winter storm a historical event. We're so happy to be back at school and looking forward to this upcoming spring weather.
And with spring comes testing. Our sophomores will be taking the ACT tomorrow. An email was sent out by Ms. Kelly about what the day will look like and what to expect. Here's Ms. Kelly with more on what we need to know.
Good morning, Trojans. I hope that you have all had an amazing weekend, gotten plenty of rest, and that you're ready to tackle the ACT. So let's talk about that, the ACT. Let me give you a little breakdown. Freshmen, you are actually not going to be taking the ACT with us over the next couple of weeks. It is still very important for you to take, and if you're considering taking dual enrollment courses, that is something that you need to go ahead and register to take. Your counselor should have already discussed this with you, but if you don't know what I'm talking about, then by all means, be sure to reach out. Sophomores, tomorrow is your day to take the ACT, and it's free. It's awesome. What do you need to know to show up tomorrow? One, you needed to have already completed your pre-testing registration information. If you did not, it is not too late. We can still take care of you, but you may have to stay a little later after school tomorrow, after the test tomorrow, to complete that information. Important things that you need to bring with you, obviously yourself. Come comfortable. You will be able to be out of uniform. I would highly suggest you layer. You never know what the school building is going to feel like. Perhaps you might want to consider wearing jeans or sweatpants, maybe a t-shirt and a sweatshirt on top of that. That way if you're cold, you can stay cozied up, or if you're warm, you can take it off and you still have a comfortable t-shirt. Something else that you are going to need to have is pencils. You need to have pencils to take this test. Number 2 pencils is what ACT suggests. ACT says no mechanical pencils, and that's simply because they say mechanical pencils may scratch the Scantron. If you're spending this long taking a very important test, you definitely don't want to waste it by using something that won't count. One other thing you're going to need is a calculator. Calculators are very important to take the math test. Although you can do everything without the calculator, it's going to make your life a lot easier to have one. And finally, you need to have your ID badge. Every time you take the ACT, a picture ID is required of you. So you can have your school ID badge, or you can have a state ID badge of some sort that is for your permit or your driver's license. Those are all acceptable forms of identification. One more thing that you really need to make sure you understand fully before you arrive at school tomorrow is that you need to check your testing roster on Powerschool. Whenever you pull up your Powerschool, you have a schedule of first hour, second hour, third hour, all the way down. You have a class on there now called Testing Roster. It is important that you go to the room number of that testing roster. Do not worry about the teacher's name on there. The teacher may be there, but the teacher may not be in there. Go to that specific room. That is where we will have the materials for you to take the test. We are so excited for you to be doing this. This is a very unique opportunity, and it's actually the first year sophomores get to do this. So we wish you the best of luck.
Thanks, Ms. Kelly. We appreciate all of your hard work to get us ready for testing. Next Tuesday, March 9th, our juniors and some of the seniors will be taking the ACT as well.
We're very excited to announce our first teacher shout-out. Many of you have submitted forms through Google Classroom and said why you think some of our teachers at Ash are awesome.
Let's hear it for our first teacher shout-out, which goes to Ms. Matthews.
Miss Matthews is one of the most genuine people I've ever met. She cares a lot, even though she might not act like it with her sarcastic jokes. She cares deeply about all of her students' well-being, and she loves all of us.
Miss Matthews does everything that she can to try and help her students learn easier. In her class, she makes learning fun, and she rewards us for our good behavior.
Miss Matthews, you rock. Thanks for making class so fun and interesting. We love you, even if you won't let us take a picture of you.
And thank you to all of you who submitted shout-outs for your teachers. Keep them coming. The form is located in your grade level Google Classroom, and we want to feature each of them on the show.
We know that our teachers are one of the things that make this school so amazing. Today, we get to meet our newest teacher on campus.
We're heading over to the math department. After Miss James retired earlier this year, he filled her place. Let's go meet Mr. Scott, our newest math teacher.
My name is Scott Babin, and I teach dual enrollment trigonometry and dual enrollment statistics. And I don't know if I teach robotics or basically they teach me. I've always wanted to teach, and I was just going to do it later, right? I wanted to teach these subjects in college. I was in graduate school for mathematics, and I wanted to teach this in college. And when the job came up, when I heard Mrs. James was retiring, I inquired about it, and they seemed interested, and so here I am. I'm able to teach it now instead of later. So I was a stay-at-home dad for 17 years. I have 5 children. And so I haven't taught before, at least not math. I think I like everything, even the frustrating parts. I like being out of the house. I like helping people to learn. Oh, my favorite part is that aha moment when a student doesn't know something, and I'm sure every teacher experiences this, but first time I experienced that, I'm like, okay, now I know why teachers do it. It's not just getting up here and teach. You expect your students to put in the work. I've got to put in the work too. There's a lot of work involved behind the scenes that I never knew existed, and a lot of students don't. But that's definitely something I've learned. I love to cook. I don't have a favorite dish. You look at me and all of them are my favorite dishes. I like classical music. I play it. My students will tell you I will play it the entire day. I never get tired of it. I like regular music too, but mostly classical music. And oh God, my kid is going to kill me for saying this. I like Twilight. I like all sci-fi, but Twilight's my favorite. What's not to like about Twilight? I could see myself teaching at Ash until I retire. I'm starting later in life, but I can see myself teaching teaching this stuff for the next 20 years. So I'm having a good time. I really am.
Thanks, Mr. Scott. We're so glad that you're here at Ash, and we know that you'll do a great job.
Moving out to sports, it's almost spring, which means our spring sports are in full swing.
That's right. Our softball girls are looking forward to playing, especially since their last season got cut off so abruptly.
One of the senior players, Anna, recently signed to play at Centenary College in Shreveport. We're so proud of you, Anna.
Let's check in with the team and see how the season has started off.
We've been hyped and ready to go since last March, whenever the season was canceled. So it's been a long time, and we've actually enjoyed the preseason this year in 2021, and it felt good to get back on the field. We have 2 seniors with a lot of leadership, with Marley and Anna Scarborough. Anna just committed to Centenary. We had her signing. Marley is, got a lot of experience under her belt as far as a middle infielder, 4-year starter. We've got 11 juniors that have a tremendous amount of experience. Some big hitters, pitching staff that is supportive of the entire team. And right behind them, we've got a class of sophomores that is ready to come in and actually do take a vital role in everyday play.
I'm really grateful that I'm able to play another 4 years, so that's another reason I'm excited to go to Centenary. Hopefully make it to state and spend one last year with all the girls that I've grown up playing with and, just showing my full potential. I do it year-round. I'm always playing every weekend in the summer almost, it's made me more sociable, and it's gotten me so many more friends than I would have ever imagined. I know people all over the state because of how many travel teams and how much I've been able to do, and it's really great.
This year, I take it as like a second chance because we were doing really well last year. I feel like we have a lot of strengths and a lot of weaknesses, and we all have our own abilities to do the job.
As far as goals go, unity, being there on a 5A level, knowing that there's going to be those times where it's going to be tough, but at the same time, picking each other up when we're down, being there for the good times and the bad. That's ultimately, it's always been this team's goal, and I feel like it will continue on in 2021.
Great job, girls, and best of luck to the team this year.
That's it for our show today. Have a great day.
See you next week.